This is a 12-point checklist for choosing an electric scooter. Maybe you want 2000 watt or 3200 watt or an off-road scooter, or maybe you just simply want to do this. Well, don't worry, I have everything covered in this video on this checklist, so do save this video. I will actually also recommend some electric scooters that I've personally owned or reviewed at the end of this video, so stick around till then. So let's get on to the first thing you really need to consider. That is the weight capacity of this scooter. Most of them weigh 120 kilos, which is, it's quite decent, but if you kind of weigh over that, you're really gonna need to get an electric scooter that suits your weight. The last thing you want to do is go out and spend over €1,000 on an electric scooter and then it doesn't pull you up hills, and the range is absolutely terrible on it because of that reason. Now the second one is, again, would be if you do live in a hilly area, the motor capacity on an electric scooter is extremely important. The last thing you want to do is go out buy an electric scooter that only has a 250 watt motor, which is extremely poor, or a 300 watt motor, which is quite poor, because they're not going to really pull you up hills in reality. I think a 1000 watt dual motor electric scooter, if you live in a hilly area, would be something that I would be going for. I would definitely not be going out buying a 500 watt single motor scooter, because it's not going to get you up them hills. The next one would be, how far do you actually need to travel? A lot of people only need to go a few kilometers up the road, which is great for some, but for a majority of us, we do use these for commuting on a daily basis, such as myself. So I need a bigger voltage battery. I think a 52 volt to a 60 volt battery is actually quite good, and I'm quite happy with my Varla Eagle 1. I done a range test on that recently. Have a look if you're interested. The Kiwa Q Power 2 that you see me on the group right here is quite good, and the range on that is absolutely amazing. So a 60 volt scooter is definitely a really good sweet spot. The next point is very important. Does it rain a lot where you live? Most of the IP ratings on electric scooters are absolutely brutal. They are IP54 rating, which means once it starts to a heavy downpour, going through puddles and like that, forget it. You're going to damage your scooter eventually. I know there is an electric scooter called eMove Cruiser that's supposed to be waterproof. Another scooter that's actually quite popular, and again I did review it, it's the 9bot Max G30, that's supposed to be brilliant in all types of weather. So either one of those I think would be a great choice. Now the other point would be, do you plan on doing group rides? I actually saw a post recently by a few people that on the group rides they can't keep up with the other riders because the voltage on their batteries is a lot lower, so they have to cut the group ride short, and they do get range anxiety, which absolutely sucks. You can see here on the group ride there are a good few different riders here. We have an electric unicycle, we have an e-bike, we also have a Dualtron Spider, we have a 60 volt 010X, we have a custom made scooter by escoot.ie. Basically on a group ride like this you're gonna need that range. So you can see here in the video we're going on all sorts of terrain. If the road surfaces are actually quite bad where you are, in reality you're gonna need that suspension. You can go out and buy an electric entry level scooter like the Xiaomi M365 Pro, which from stock has nothing, no suspension. So I'd recommend, if you could, straight off the bat, save that little bit more money and just get a dual suspension electric scooter. Save a little bit longer so you have more comfort on the roads, and it takes away the shocks from your knees and your back. The next one is the weight of the scooter. Now, okay, if you don't have a lift, if you live in an apartment, if you don't have a ramp, if you go out and get an electric scooter that weighs over 40 kilos, like the scooter you see me riding here, which is the Kiwa Q Power 2, that weighs 46 kilos. I am fortunate to have a lift and a ramp where I am, thank God. If I didn't, I definitely would not have taken this scooter. Just like what I mentioned, the bigger and the heavier the scooters for transport. A lot of people do use their scooters to go on a train, to go on a bus, stuff like that. So a lighter scooter would be much more suitable in that case. This is actually quite a funny point. I saw this mentioned again on Facebook a good few times. Is a lot of people think they can go out and buy an amazing electric scooter for some reason, I don't know, for like €200-300. In reality, you're not going to get an electric scooter for that price. That's any good. You're really not. You're going to really need to increase your budget. I think a €500 at least budget for an entry level scooter in reality is what you're going to need to spend. And now I say at least because scooters go into the thousands, and just save that bit more money. Don't go out and buy something because it's on a deal. You know, you can get it cheap and then you get it home and you realize it's not going to do what you really need to do. That's why a checklist like this is extremely important, because you don't want to make that mistake and you don't want your hard-earned money going down the drain. The next point is quite an important point before I get to the end. The faster scooters and the lighter scooters. Safety gear requirements for a faster scooter, like what I'm on here, like what a lot of the group riders are on here in the video. We all have helmets, we all have armored protection on, and we all have boots on, most of us. You're gonna really need, if you get a faster scooter, please get a full face helmet, please get body armor all around you. For a lighter scooter, I think a bicycle helmet should do the job, to be honest. If you're really going 25 kilometers an hour, 30 kilometers an hour, I think a bicycle helmet would be quite decent, and make sure you have some reflective gear on you. But again, the more gear, the better and the safer you are. I've done a video on this already. The next point would be, okay, we all love speed. Don't get me wrong. I like going 60, 70 kilometers an hour testing an electric scooter. But the higher the speed increases the chance of an accident. So do know your limits. Don't go crazy. I prefer range over speed. Not only that, you know, it only takes one bump on the road and you can crash into a car or hurt somebody, you know, hurt yourself. The 12th point is quite an important one. Manufacturing specs are not always true. A lot of people would say, okay, this scooter, for example, scooter A, has a 100-kilometer range, when in reality, when you're going top speed, and if you weigh, let's say 100 kilos, and if you live in a hilly area, in reality, you're probably going to get 30-kilometer range on that electric scooter, for an example. My thoughts and recommendations on everything here. If you want a off-road electric scooter, the Keywalk Q Power 2 is the one that I have in this video. This is a great off-road electric scooter, has pretty much everything you need. Have a look at the review on that one. Another one is the Varla Eagle 1, which is, I've done many videos on that already. You can actually take that off-road quite easily. Now the next one would be, if you want the entry-level scooter, or if you want to just get a feel for them and see if you're happy really riding one, a Xiaomi M365 Pro is probably the best way to go. It's the most popular branded electric scooter out there, entry level electric scooter out there, but you can do so many modifications too, which means it's kind of a learning scooter also. Now I did actually review the Bogus C1 Pro there quite a while ago, and that was literally an all-in-one electric scooter, and I was surprisingly fell in love with that, to be honest. It had literally everything you could need, but it was not suitable for off-roading because the deck was very low to it, so you would have damaged the deck underneath. In the meantime, do stay safe on your electric scooters, and if you have enjoyed this video and stuck around till the end, I'd appreciate you giving this video a like and subscribe. And if you love this type of content, click the description below to have a look at some of the scooters that I just recommended. Cheers guys, take it easy, and I'll talk to you in the next video.